Let's try this again. Hello, Zill. For some reason, hang on. We're having like weird connection issues. Or not weird connection issues. It just keeps saying that like we can't connect, which is strange. I don't understand. Are we all like marginally alive after that episode? Because there is so much to discuss. I have so many feelings. Sorry, Camilla and I are trying to connect. We're having slight issues right now. I know, still, I did not expect them. Okay, here we go.
Go.
Oh my god! Sorry, for some reason on my end it said like a host is not there. I'm like, no, she's definitely there.
She's definitely there, and she's freaking out. Freaking out.
This was like the most unexpected, but such a good episode. I have so many words. First of all, congratulations, officially on record ship activating. I'd like to officially congratulate you, because I know that's something that you've been looking forward to for a very long time. So, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Happy to manifest this for you all, and I hope we're feeling great, everyone.
How we all feeling? I have like screaming going on in my chat, and I love it. Best Benali,
Yes.
best episode since the premiere. Yes.
So good. It was like, I was like, as soon as I heard Rafa's voice, I was like, no. Because, okay, when they said Corellia, I was like, I mean, are we going to get Han and Kira? Like,
Yeah.
that could fit. Get some white worms. But then when they were like, when I heard the voice, and I was like,
if you were to, oh, hi Zoe, how's it going? If you were to pick characters, like, ask me like 2 characters who you would least expect to show up, it would be the Martez sisters. And they 100%, I was freaking out. I just like, yes, oh my god. I was
yeah. Also, okay, before we get into anything, I need to know, who did you think was that hologram? Who was that hologram?
Okay, that's a great question because I actually paused it and I was like zooming in and zooming out as I was trying. I feel like those are definitely Jedi robes.
You think it's a Jedi?
I don't know, but I mean, maybe they look like Jedi robes. It's either Jedi robes or it's senatorial robes. So it's either like, so obviously we know it's someone like fighting against the Empire, and it's someone who the Martez sisters know. So
if it's, okay, Senator robes. Who has Senator robes that kind of look like that?
Bail. It's Bail, right?
That's who I think it is.
Yeah, 100%. If they bring Bail Organa in this, I will unalive.
But that's the thing. It makes sense for it to be Bail, because Bail is like, I'm pulling it up right now. Bail is like the one who's doing stuff right now, who's like clearly organizing a rebellion. He's the one who's most active. And also, like, I saw somebody mention in the chat, like, oh, Kev said, I'll be honest, I was kind of under the impression that the hologram was Saw and Trace and Rafa were working with the partisans. And I was like, okay, so I thought that at first. I was like, when I saw them, I was like, oh, they're probably like working with like Saw.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason why I think it's more Bail is that, one, I would just love to see some like Latinos hanging out together, like, yeah, personally. But also, like, I don't know, it feels, I'm looking at the robes right now. First off, I just think they look like Bale's Alderaan robes. Um, but also, yeah, he's just like the most active in terms of helping the like Republic. I don't know. I think it's Bale. I just like have a feeling that it's Bale. It feels like Saw is more focused on Onderon
Mm-hmm.
right now. Like if it's not Bale, then in my mind it's Saw. I don't think it's Ahsoka because I don't think she would be involving herself in the rebellion like a week after Order 66. Homegirl is hiding for
No.
sure.
Yeah, she needs to recover emotionally. I honestly think it's Bale. I pulled up the pictures. So I pulled up pictures from like I think it's not his Clone Wars robes, but it's definitely his like Revenge of the Sith robes, if you will. I think so.
Yeah. So somebody asked Ahsoka in her white cloak, and then Kev responded, she wasn't seen in the white until later long at the end of Rebels, but I like that. I think her tone is an intentional misdirection in her tone in terms of I like the idea that it's Bale, but I don't like the tone of her voice sounded sinister. I think her tone isn't. Yeah, I. This is the thing that I loved about the Mart, and I feel like we're just like so excited about this, so we can like dive into like our structure in a sec. But like,
Sorry, guys.
I love getting the Marta sisters back, and I love that you hear them as smugglers, and you're like, oh yeah, they're doing crime, and they're like, we're doing this to help people fight back against the Empire, and I'm like, if that is not like, it is a picture of Ahsoka and how Ahsoka does not like. It's just a picture of like how when you do good with people and you teach people how to do good, you don't understand like, and then you leave them, you don't realize the seeds that you plant, you don't realize the like impact you have on people's lives, because Ahsoka may never come in contact with the Marta sisters again, but because of her impact in their lives, they're working and they're helping and they're fighting the Empire. And it's like, if Ahsoka had never have like left the Order, she would have never met the Marta sisters, they would have never been involved in the rebellion. Like, it's like making me emotional
No, I
to
literally
think about.
As you're talking about it, I'm literally like about to cry. I'm just like
It's just like, y'all, like, do good. Like, do good. You'd never know whose life you can change.
I hate
Do
this show
good.
so much. I mean, I love it, but I'm like legitimately crying. It's such a good show. Okay, it's fine. We're gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine.
This is what the support is for.
This is what
You just need the support.
Me too. Okay, I'm crying. It's fine. It's fine.
Come here, buddy. Why are you not on my lap right now?
Chewy. Okay, when you were like, they're doing crime. Okay, so we're gonna try and make it funny now because I need to stop crying. But like, you're like, they're doing crime. I'm like, yes, be gay, do crime. Thank you for showing Pride Month. Thank you. Like,
oh my gosh.
Yes. It was so good. It was so good. Oh my god. There were so many like and Crosshair, like he wasn't there, but we finally got like a Crosshair moment. So I feel like everyone was like very, at least I was excited. I was like, oh my god, there's this voice. But where do we even begin? Camilla, where do we begin?
Question of the week? I don't know. I don't know. Do we want to do a question of the week, or do we just want to dive in?
That's up to you. This is your control this week.
I'll leave it to the chat. Do you guys want to do question of the week, or do you just want to dive in? So, you guys, let's just leave, because I'm just like, okay. Hello there, Sarah says dive in, so we're just gonna dive in. Then.
Let's dive in. Yeah, we have a lot of comments. Lots. Okay.
Oh man. Okay. All right. Maybe like to center ourselves, do you want to do our like one word, or like our 3 words?
Yes. Let's do 3 words. I like this. Okay.
I need to like, I need to breathe.
Breathe. Actually, have a good night. Thank you so much for popping in. Freaking out for the next couple hours. So if you decide to wake up, we'll be here.
We will be here. All right. Do you wanna do your word? Your first word?
Okay, so I have okay. So I loved this episode on so many levels, but like if we're going so I'm gonna go chronologically because like I can't not like just like my first word would be teaching, as far as Echo being like Echo's epic dad moment. I was like almost in tears. I don't know about you, but I was like, I'm having overwhelming emotions about Echo being a father. And this is like what he was, and I know that they've set up obviously like Hunter is the primary father figure, etc. But like I feel like Echo, you can see like his joy, even though he's like doing it as kind of like, oh well, this is what like a soldier would do, but you can see him soften, and like he makes these like little like dad jokes, and it's just like their relationship. I was expecting like the Hunter and Omega relationship. I was not expecting the Omega and Echo relationship, and it has ruined me in the best way possible. Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, I was like when you open Disney Plus, like the banner header was like Echo with like Omega and like teaching her how to shoot her bow, and I was like, oh, we're gonna get her bow shooting this episode. And it was very cute. And I was like, oh gosh, it's so good. Going off that, I'll say
you manifested that because you were like, I wonder if we're gonna get that. Like you 100% manifested it. Snaps.
Let me know what else we need manifesting. Rex for next episode. Rex, manifest it.
He's next episode. But okay, so your word. Sorry.
My first word is gonna be ooh. I'm gonna say soldiers.
We have notes.
Yes, notes. Soldiers, because what I'm interested about is the fact that they keep referring, the way that they're teaching Omega is teaching her in terms of being a good soldier.
Yes.
Or just being a soldier. And I'm like, part of me is like, this is the only way you guys know how to parent, but also like, is this the best way to parent this child?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why I'm like, is this going to come around and like bite you in the butt that like you're raising a child soldier, you know, like that's, yeah. So that's what I'm thinking about is like, they keep calling her like soldiers do this, you know, like Echo was like saying stuff about that. Like this is like a good soldier, like is patient, tunes out distractions, all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if that's going to come around and bite them in the butt or something. I don't know.
What happens if
soldiers
activates and she's like, good soldiers follow orders? And
Meg
all
doesn't have a
of
chip.
the soldier things she's been taught have been taught to her by the Bad Batch.
Does Omega have a chip? Do we think Omega has a chip?
I don't know. I mean, is she... that's a great question, I guess. I mean, she probably does because, like, we definitely know she's been experimented upon. I don't know.
Yeah.
I hope
that makes sense for her to...
It's gonna be fine. It's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen.
Dude, I don't even know. I don't even know. I'm just like, oh gosh, this episode was so good. So good.
It's amazing.
Episode, what's your second word?
Oh my god. Okay, so this is like a personal, but my second word is I guess like strategic / tactical, because like I'm obsessed because like I do AI, I do essentially AI regulatory risk assessment, but like I'm obsessed. The more I learned about like tactical droids, I became more and more obsessed with them, and they're so cool. And I was so excited that they brought up tactical droids because like the adaptive algorithm of a tactical droid is like I could go into like the weird technical nuances, but I'm not going to do that. But like I was so excited to see a tactical droid like brought up in again, and just it's interesting to see because you do have like there are these questions that we haven't explored before, like, oh yeah, what happened to all the like gazillion droids that existed, and now we're seeing the actual ramifications. But like, the tactical droids are so cool. I'm obsessed with them. So I was so excited when they came back. I'm not gonna lie. That was my second word. Was just it's basically essentially I'm just a nerd. That's what it is.
No, it's great. I mean, tactical droid for sure. I left when the battle droid was activated. He was like, "Did we win?"
Yeah, yeah.
No,
There are no winners in the Clone Wars. Trust me. No one won.
no one won. No one won. No, yeah, it's like I just love the like. It's like it's like you forget that like the Bad Batch is like a Clone Wars sequel show because it feels so uniquely its own. But then I'm loving, but it's also you got to remember like it's taking place literally right after the Clone Wars. So so yeah, so like you're gonna have that Clone Wars influence because obviously the Clone Wars is so fresh in this world.
Definitely. What was your second word?
My second word is gonna be a joint word because I'm gonna put the two words together. But as soon as I heard Rafa's voice, I was like, "Space Latinos."
Yes!
Love my Latin people in space.
Yes! Oh my god.
And then I was like, I'm holding on to. I know Kev is like saying he just said, wait, just went and watched the hologram again, and I have to wonder ... So I'm interested to see what the rest of that's gonna say. But in my mind, it's Bale. I think like Bale makes the most sense, and so if so, then we got some 3 space Latinos together.
I am so like the robes because I pulled up both a picture of Bale and multiple pictures of Bale and the robes, and like the robes do the reason I don't think that they're Jedi robes is because they have the V in the back and it's a different color. I'm just like so just from like an analytic perspective, that's how Bale's robes normally look. Also, just like yes, please give us some Daddy Bale, like please.
It makes sense to me. It makes sense. Oh, I'm just gonna watch it again because like
acquired the tactical droid data from Corellia.
Yeah.
And we had held. It was a squad of rogue clones, and I know where to find them. Thought you might want to
know. Okay.
What did say?
Kev says it looked like there was semi-long grayish hair above the robes. Kenobi is coming out soon. What if we're about to see the prelude to it via Bad Batch? So you're saying that you think like it could be Obi-Wan?
I don't think so. I'm rewatching it again right now. I honestly don't Obi-Wan.
Wait, also R7. Wait. R7. Have we seen R7 before?
I think so. Right?
Is R7 was it R7's Ahsoka's droid? R7 was Ahsoka's droid, wasn't it?
I'm Googling it right now so that way I don't like actually yes, it was Ahsoka's droid. Okay, so like it has to be okay. Penali, Obi-Wan is too depressed right now. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. He's too depressed to function. Yeah, R7 is Ahsoka's droid. So yeah.
So okay, I'm doing a little shot by shot. Okay. Here I'm gonna zoom in. Okay. So hold on.
Okay.
Oh, shoot. Here, you know what? I'm gonna turn my camera around because it's gonna be easier this way. Okay. All right. So play. Okay. So this is Ahsoka's droid. Ah, shoot. Okay. Give me one sec. Okay. So this doesn't Bale kind of have like a hold on. You pull up the images you have on your hold on, I'm gonna clean this really quick. My screen. Yeah. And then I'll have the Clone War, the like Bad Batch images, and you pull up the pictures that you have.
Okay. Let's do it. Okay, so
This is so funny.
It has to be someone. Okay, so we know it has to be someone connected to Ahsoka obviously.
Right.
And or like, so it would have to be someone connected in that way. So I honestly, I think it has to be Bail. Okay.
Or even like not just Ahsoka, but like connected to the Jedi Order.
Exactly. I don't think it's like, I don't think Rex would be like wearing any robes, but I mean, I think like it can't be Mace, right? No.
No, it's not Mace. It's definitely not a Jedi. The Jedi, I don't think any Jedi would be this involved right now because the Empire is still too fresh.
Could it be Quinlan Voss, please?
No. This has sleeves. Quinlan Voss isn't wearing something with sleeves.
No, Quinlan Voss is showing off his biceps at any chance.
Of course. Of
Um,
course. Okay, so yeah.
I have various pictures of Bale, but I'm trying to see if there's one of his like a back image. But I'm not seeing a back image right now. However, oh, I just came across a wild space picture. Oh.
Kev, is this where my cursor is? Is this what you think is the hair? I will wait for you to respond. I think this is what you're saying could be the hair, but this is my thing, is that it looks more like fur. Or like his, doesn't he have like on his cloak or like his robes, doesn't he have like a furry like top or something? I don't know, maybe I'm making that up.
You're definitely not wrong.
Do we recognize the ship R7 is flying? This ship? I think this is the what? The something angel that this is Trace's ship, right?
Yeah, that's the Martez sister ship. Okay, so yeah. I honestly, like, I mean, maybe not like color wise, but like, this is a really bad picture. Hang on, there has to be a better picture. Like, why is this so? It was like open in a new tab, the teeniest like tab ever. Open a new tab. Okay, let's try this.
I think Bale is currently helping Ahsoka in her novel. It's just like, I don't know what the timeline, because it's like I don't see Ahsoka being involved with the rebellion at all at this point. Like, in my mind, she's definitely still, like, it's still so fresh that she'd be on the run and hiding.
100%. No, I think it has to be Bale.
I would also accept Rex hiding in robes because his armor would clearly stick out right now. Yeah. I don't know. My brain is just like very much in like, this is Bale and it's no one else mode. So I need to like keep an open mind, but like.
Okay, so I know it's not the same color, and like this is a horrible, like, there are no good pictures of this really, but like it kind of looks like the back of like this little number right here. I'm not lying, right? Like this little number.
Yeah. Okay, so here's the back of him. Yeah, because that that top.
Right, the cut. Like... It's the cut. It's the cut. I feel like it works. I would like. Oh wait. Okay, wait. I see Rebels connections, and I would love this too. Okay, Ryder. Wait, let's check out Ryder's robes. Okay, I'm down with this. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Okay, great to see Galen. That'd be awesome if it was Galen. I don't think it's Galen though.
Galen Erso?
Yeah, I don't think it's Galen out there, but
at this point, Galen is being recruited by Krennic to do crystals research and stuff like that.
Yeah, he's too busy.
Commander Wolf keeps asking, do you think it's Rom Coda? I don't think I know who that is.
I don't think it is because he's always wearing armor. That's my only thing, is that we've really only, unless, like, I mean, he does have the longish hair, but we've only really seen him wearing armor, at least. So, but I don't know if it's Ryder. I feel like that would be difficult as far as, like, I want that to be like a connection. Like, I'm 100% like, yes, let's please make it right. I mean, it could be Ryder, maybe. He does have like kind of robes. Oh, here's a picture of him with hot rebels, Callus, and sorry, I'm getting distracted.
Benali says, crackpot theory, Ezra's dad. I mean, it would be like Filoni to bring in the Bridgers. When did the Bridgers pass? They're like, Ezra's older, right? He's not a baby, right?
No, he's old. He's definitely in his like late teens when
Oh, okay.
yeah. So but I mean, it could absolutely be Ezra's dad or someone on Lothal. Yeah, I don't know about.
It's the R7 piece of it that's like, this is R7. So that's why I'm like, it has to be somebody like who connected to the Jedi Order potentially in a sense that could have gotten R7. Like what I'm trying to think, what was the last time we saw when was the last time we saw R7? And I think it was Wrong Jedi, which makes sense.
I'm gonna look at it right now. I'm gonna look at the last time we saw it right now. Okay. Droid directory.
The Bridgers would likely be doing their transmissions. Yeah. I'm just like, who is the one? There are three people we know that are like very prominent rebellion leaders, I feel like at this point. Saw, Cham Syndulla, and Bail.
What if
Saw feels like he's. That's the thing. So in the Lords of the Sith book, it like you get the sense that like Cham is only about Ryloth and he doesn't care about anything else.
That's true.
I also feel like you get the sense that Saw is like only about Onderon and not really because like that's the thing. That's the whole thing with the two of them is that they're very focused on like their own worlds and like not necessarily caring about like the greater good and getting us involved in the greater war. And it feels like Bail and Mon Mothma are all about the galaxy as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
And also like it feels like stealing the tactical droid would be something that like they would want to do because of like tactics in a way to like bring it into their politics. I don't know, so they could get like a better sense of like the politics of the Empire.
Yeah.
Just throwing that out there.
No, I 100% agree. And like obviously it has to be like okay, so the Rex connection has to be next week. Obviously, there's no other way. But like I definitely don't think that I think it's that I feel like it has to be Bail. Like there's no right? At least
I think it has to be.
agree.
Benali says Ahsoka had to re-meet with Martez sisters after Order 66 for them to get R7. She did leave with it. She didn't leave with it. Wait, so but that's the thing. If she didn't leave with R7, then it would have been in like the like Jedi temple, or at least like on Coruscant. So therefore, it wouldn't have been with Ahsoka. So then it makes sense that it would have been like somebody who was like connected with the Jedi Order that could have like gotten. It feels like Bail would do the best he could to like salvage things from the Jedi Temple to his asset.
Yeah, he was one of the only people who were still there, kind of ish. Also, like it says, so I'm reading on Wikipedia right now because I was like, what does Wikipedia officially say? It is unknown what events transpired that led to R7's repair and put him in the possession of Trace and Rafa.
Wikipedia already. They're on top of it. Wikipedia is on top of it.
Yes, they are totally on top of it. So nobody really knows, but I feel there definitely is a connection to Rex and like Bail and Rex, obviously, like Bail's aware that Rex exists. And like obviously God, there's just so much. There's so much. We know it's someone good, ostensibly good. I'm so excited. This was such a good episode.
It's yeah. R7 is the key. R7 saves Baby Yoda.
Oh,
can you imagine?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. R7 is Mephisto. But oh my gosh. R7 is Jar Jar in disguise. Stop
it. R7 Julia.
Queen Julia. No. Help.
No. No. Yeah, no, there's like nothing else on here as far as like, yeah.
Andy has a good point. Andy
Okay.
says, the sisters say patch him through.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I like this. Okay, so it's definitely not a female.
No, so it's not Ahsoka. Yeah, patch him through R7. So yeah, I'm like, my money's on Bail. I can't. Was R7 at the Siege of Mandalore? I remember a droid transmitting the hologram of Obi-Wan. On oh, let's look that up.
R7 was at okay, wait. Yes, that was R7.
At the Siege of Mandalore?
Yes, but then that's also when he was deactivated. That's very sad.
So he was deactivated on Mandalore.
Yes. He was deactivated on Mandalore. Ooh, what if it's okay, wait. No, it can't be any sort of
Yes,
so
Kev, it is patch him through. I looked at the on the captions, it says patch him through, not patch him through.
mm-hmm.
Because here's the thing, if it was on Mandalore, so who decommissioned him? Probably like somebody from the Empire decommissioned him when Order 66 happened, and then I could see Bail like trying to get his hands on as much like Jedi material and stuff like that as possible.
Mm-hmm.
You know, his contacts throughout the whatever.
Yeah. Ooh. See, this is oh man. Okay, wait. So I'm reading Wikipedia because I was like, okay, well, clearly Wikipedia is gonna like have something. Okay. After the battle ended with okay, wait, whatever. The destruction tribunal and the unaliving of all the remaining clones on board, as well as the okay, whatever. Tano and Rex retrieved what remained of R7 and placed his remains next to the Y-wing they had stolen from the crashing Star Destroyer.
So somebody rescued R7.
Someone rescued R7! This makes me so happy. This makes victory and unaliving so much better, right? That someone rescued R7, kind of.
So R7 was okay. So R7 was on the ship then.
Yeah.
Okay, so
He was deactivated. Yes.
Vader shows up at that crash, right? Yeah, but Vader shows up so much later.
So much later. Like Ahsoka's sabers were like rusted over. So much later.
And it's like snowy on that planet at that point. So I feel like and like there's like snow troopers, whatever they're called. Yeah, so it had to have been somebody who knew that they were traveling from point A to point B.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody good.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like it makes sense for it to be Bail because Bail had all this info.
Well, I feel like
or had access to it.
He's the only person who they would have trusted at that point. Like, in all honesty, like, so let's say that both of them think Obi-Wan is unalived. They would be like, okay, Padme is also unalived. Anakin is unalived. Like, who else would we go to? Their next, like, that's the only person who both of them, like, who has any authority, who both of them have, like, established any trust with.
Yeah. Why art because says Corky in the robe, please?
Please? I'd be down with it.
I mean,
her to show up. I would love our boy to show up.
Yeah. It's just, I'm just like, my head, I'm just like, I can't picture it being anyone else who would be this organized and this like organized in the sense of like, because it seems like Bail, from the info we have of Bail, like he is organized. He has like people out in the galaxy doing things for like the rebellion, people fighting back against the Empire. Like, I I guess I want it to be Bail so badly that I just like can't think of it being anyone else. So I'm probably like not rational headed right now.
No, I absolutely, but I agree though, because like it's literally like him and like, granted, like Padme was also supposed to be involved as like the foundation of the Empire, or not the Empire, the rebellion, but like it was supposed to be obviously Bail and Mon Mothma, but Mon Mothma stayed more undercover for a little bit longer, obviously. But no, those were kind of the formative like ideologists, if you will, of the rebellion. So I feel like it has to be. It has to. I can't think of another connection who would have that level of power, who would have those connections with R7. That's the only thing.
Yes.
Granted, like, do we know of R7's history before Ahsoka? Not a ton, but we do know in context of Ahsoka.
Yeah.
I have so many thoughts about this. So many thoughts.
Benali says Obi-Wan could have told Bail to check in on Ahsoka somewhere in the Mandalorian system. That tracks. Tracks, because it would have been after that. I totally see like Obi-Wan being like, these are the Jedi I know about. Like, I have to go into hiding. Like, send people to go see if you can find other Jedi. And then Bail sends folks, and they just find this like droid, and they're like, this will probably give us some info. We'll take the droid because we can power it up. And then it probably gifts it to like Trace and Rod. That makes sense to me.
Yeah. Well, and then the Rafa sisters are like, oh my gosh, wait, no, we know Ahsoka. Really sorry to hear that she's probably not with us anymore, but we like there's so many connections there that are just
the like Martez. I'm just like, it's like making me emotional to think about, because I just keep thinking about like how the Martez sisters' lives were like changed for the better because of Ahsoka, and then if they like heard about like thinking that Ahsoka passed because they probably like thought she did, and just this idea of like, we got to do this for Ahsoka.
and there's so many. Again, it's like you never know. It really does drive home the idea / thematic element. Like, you never know who you impact, like, or like you never know the full impact of your actions, which is very powerful, also very scary, but very powerful, I think, in this case, especially with Ahsoka, because obviously in the Clone Wars season 7 and early season 7, she is like, no, we're not about the Jedi, not a Jedi. Yeah, it's so powerful. It's such a powerful thing. Commander Wolf, do I think the gray stuff on the person was armor? I think those are robes. I think in all of the shots that we have analyzed, I think that we have to go with robes. It could, I mean, granted, again, I'm never 100% conclusive in saying yes, they are absolutely that, but I think those are definitely robes. I don't think it's Obi-Wan.
Yeah. It doesn't look like Jedi robes.
Mm-mm. Those are,
again, I'm not a rational observer. In my head, it's Bail, and end of story.
Yeah. Zol says someone on Tumblr already made an Echo joke gift set. Plus Echo and his dad jokes.
Echo and his dad. I'm just like, is there an Echo? Is there an Echo in here?
Yeah.
Yes. What? I'm Echo. Man. Well, maybe we can take a break from the Bail R7 theories and talk about some other good stuff.
Yeah. Oh my, wait, okay, pause. Ven brought something up that I would like to, Ven, I adore you, as you know. Says, an interesting twist would be if it was Maul. Because Rafa said it was someone working against the Empire, and Maul does fit that.
Maul would be showing his arms as well. right?
He would not be covered. No, Maul has biceps. He does push up. He does things. He and Quinlan Voss both would show their arms. So
Also, the robes do look lighter. They don't look dark.
This is very true. I think they're deceptively made to look like Jedi robes, so someone would think that they were, unless you know, unless you've like we just had, unless you Googled senatorial robes. So I think it's deceptive in that nature. But no, I don't think it would be Maul. Also, again, this could just be me projecting, but I hope this is the one show that we don't see Maul in, because there's just, obviously, if they're bringing back the Rough Institute, there's so many characters that they can just mine from that are and they brought back Cutlet Queen. We're going back in Clone Wars, so it's any character who you think you may never see again, there is the potential to see this character again. I think, if anything, that's what the last several episodes have shown. Finale. Maul and Quinn are CrossFit buddies.
Oh.
They are. They hold each other accountable. They text each other. It's 4:30 a.m. and Maul's like, "Hey, you up?" And Quinn's like, "Yeah, you up? Going to. I'll see you at the gym." That's exactly.
Oh my god.
They hold each other accountable as they drink their protein shakes and rip the sleeves off whatever tunics they have. Okay, so wait, we need to talk. Okay, Camilla, you've been manifesting Wrecker's Chip for a long time, and I know that this is a big moment for you. Hence the flailing. How are we feeling? What are we thinking? What's going on? Talk to us.
I'm gonna be honest. As soon as you said good soldiers, I did gasp. I was like, no. And I was like, homegirl, you're not allowed to say no, because you have been manifesting this. So you aren't allowed to be upset about this. And then as soon as I remembered that, I was like, I'm not upset about this. I'm a little stressed about it, but I was, this is bad. This is legit where my mind went. I was like, oh no. And then relief, because they were actually, it's not a red herring. And so hopefully Hunter's Chip doesn't. Sorry.
Okay, so when he hit his head again before the chip, I chip fully activated, but when he hit his head again, I was like, ah! I had this moment of anxiety, as I'm sure everyone else did, and he's like, ow! And I was like, please, God, no. Please stop. Either let something come of this, or please, let's just end this for now and let's move on. But I'm glad that it does show, obviously it showed that something is, that our anxieties are founded. However, do you think his chip fully activated? Because he basically kind of fought it down, essentially.
I think it feels like it's Crosshair in the sense that it was activating, but it's not fully activating. Crosshairs was they were it's active, but it's not. And then Tarkin's can you amplify it? Mm-hmm. So it feels in my head, my head.
In your head.
In my head. No, not doing that right now. My bad. It feels like that it is slowly activating, but it is not fully activating. But again, and Kev, I think you're still in here, but I would like to know your words, because you are a lore master in my mind. But have we, the chips, I believe that they were only created for Order 66, and the only time we've ever seen the chips prior to Crosshairs being amplified is in regards to kill all the Jedi, And so it's what does an active chip look like without the presence of a Jedi / Order 66? And that's my question.
Have we ever seen that? That's a great question.
Yeah, yes, we have, but Crosshair, but that was when it was amplified. This is just straight up
Normal in the wild, not in the wild. You know what I mean.
Out here in these streets.
Exactly. Exactly. If Ben says, Beth, I need you to tell your 6'4" king to finish up working on that brain scanner. I know. Goggles is slacking right now, and I cannot handle that. But I also do feel him on a very visceral level as far as slacking. So I understand that.
Yeah. I literally thought that. I was like, Tech, what have you been doing? What have you been doing that is more important than this? This was 3 episodes ago, dude. Like, my guy, what are you doing that keeps you from working on this device? It's your fault. It's not Camilla's fault.
No.
Because she's just a viewer. It's your fault for not working on your thingy.
He was wearing a Nigerian slave collar. I'm gonna right now. What he was doing.
Cheers to that.
That's what he was doing. It's not wrong. It's not wrong. It's not wrong. So I'm checking out the official Wikipedia on inhibitor chips and to see if there was anything as far as what happens like post Order 66 if they were to encounter a Jedi. But
Perfect. Kev says there were several orders, hence 66 being the number it is. Oh, but we haven't seen other directives. Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. So, but we haven't seen, but you're right. Okay, so we haven't seen them, but yes, the chip. That's the thing. Here's the thing, is that's a good point, because it's like, we've only seen Order 66, but obviously it seems like the clones were acting a little differently back in Camino, so it's like, is it because they're under another directive? You know, that they're under.
I know of canonical, I think like Order 64 and 63, but I mean, obviously nothing equates to Order 66. But okay, so there isn't really anything as far as, granted, again, this is where, can somebody please just write me the Galactic Constitution? Like, I don't care if it's under the Republic. I don't care if it's under the Empire. Can someone please just write me some case law?
Beth, why don't you just do it?
I would, except it's not, it wouldn't be canon. And so it would just be my head canon as far as like case law and like, here's how I would interpret the Galactic Constitution and here's what I think. But it would be via like negative inference, be it like, this is what these things are not. So here's what they could potentially be, if that makes sense.
Beth, here's the thing. Maybe they just don't have somebody to write it. And sometimes you just got to write yourself into these spaces. And you have a knowledge of this. You know, you never know where it leads. So I think you should just write it just for the sake of writing it, and who knows where it goes.
See, I would love this, but I have no motivation. And also, I'd be all really early. Please, someone else tell
That's
me
fair.
so I can just interpret. Yeah,
That's fair. Okay, that's fair.
I wish I could be as motivated as you, but at the end of the day, I'm just like, I'm tired.
You're doing a lot. You're doing a lot, my friend.
It is. It's a lot going on. So we don't have, okay. Oh, wow. Oh, this is, okay. Okay, wait. So we have known survivors of Order 66. Okay. It's really not what I was looking for, but okay. Okay. I think it's someone who we had to have seen before, right?
At the end, the hologram?
Yes.
Yeah, it's Bale. That's what I'm saying.
Daddy Bale.
It's Bale.
OG Bale.
And if you don't think it's Bale, then I respect your theory, but just in my head, don't have the mental capacity right now, maybe after I sleep, to think that it could be anyone else. But in my mind, it's Bale and it's Law. Boom.
If you do not think it's Bale and you do not think that they, like, that Bale and Obi-Wan do not have, like, connection to converse on that sort of level, I urge you to read Wild Space. I know it's technically Legends, but I would just like to say you'll think otherwise. um, yeah, so we have no canonical information about what a chip looks like post Order 66 without a Jedi.
Right.
We have nothing.
And that's what this show is doing. It's opening the world to discuss this kind of stuff and to like show us things. It's just a phenomenal show. I'm just like, and it doesn't feel like 20 minutes.
No, it felt. I was like, is this it? Like, I mean, but it feels longer, obviously. But I was also very like, I would like more, please. Like, more, please, sir, I would like some more. Like, sorry, but
Please, sir, just a little more.
just a little more. Small poor.
Andy, don't judge my British accent. I'm sorry.
Please don't judge. I can't act, period. So don't even. We're not even talking about my British accent. Like, nope, we're good. We're good. We're straight up good. Yeah.
Oh, going back to, because we're gonna be on this for forever, and I can't wait to see all the posts about it. But
Yes.
Andy did mention earlier that the robes at the end of this one look like Bale's robes in Rogue One.
Oh, I didn't look at Bale's robes. Rogue One, Bale robes. It has the V thing in the back, which he has.
The V thing also feels, it looks very like Alderanian.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god, I wish. Well, it has to be a guy, but I wish it was Brea. I hope we get to see Brea. Like,
my girl.
Oh my god, Brea supremacy. We love her.
Brea forever. It also like low-key feels like it's like kind of gray blue.
Yeah.
Which is Alderaan.
And those are his colors. So I think in Rogue One it's not this. These robes are more gathered in the back, whereas his Rogue one is more like a drape, if you will.
Yeah. And Saw is also always wearing like some kind of armor.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's another reason why I'm like, I don't know if it's Saw. Because it feels very like robes, period.
Yes. Oh my god, Benali. Stop. But don't stop. A rush.
What did Benali say?
A rushed Obi-Wan soothing a baby Luke and pressing a list of Jedi locations off to Bale. That's canon. That's absolutely what happened. And I'm not okay with it, but I am okay with it because it's angsty and it's lovely.
Can droids activate holocrons? Or is it only a Jedi that could do that?
Oh, do you mean like turn on a holocron?
It's only a Jedi, right, that can activate a holocron?
I think it's only a Jedi that can activate a holocron. Obviously, droids can put messages, like they can be the conductors, if you will. But yeah, I don't think they can activate holocrons. At least not that I know of. But please feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. I could completely be wrong. But I feel like that takes force, at least in all of the cases that we have seen in Rebels and in other instances. It takes someone who's force sensitive, both with the Jedi and the Sith holocrons. Ven backs me up on this. He says only force sensitive beings. Thank you.
Got it.
Sweet.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense to me that Obi-Wan would be like, I know, Bale would be like, are there any other Jedi you know of? And Obi-Wan's like, man, now I want to write this. Like,
Write it.
That discussion. And like, Bale's like, do you know of any other Jedi that we can save? And Obi-Wan thinks of Ahsoka. And he's like, she was doing this. Like, she was with a bunch of clones. And then Bale's obviously has to get back to Coruscant for the Emperor's speech. And so he's like, sends some of his guards to go see if she's okay. And she's not. And they just find the droid and they take the droid because it's all they can take.
Well, there's that scene in Revenge of the Sith too, where it's like Bail, Obi-Wan, and Yoda, and then that's when Yoda's like, "Hey, FY, you're gonna go." Like that's when he's like obviously telling them where to go, and Bail's like, "Cool, I'm gonna go start a rebellion," and Yoda's like, "Hey, Obi-Wan, go take," and also Bail's like, "Also, I'm gonna adopt this child, the girl. We've always wanted a girl," and then Obi-Wan,
We've always wanted a girl.
I know, so sad, and Yoda's like, "Hey, Obi-Wan, you're gonna go take Luke, but then also like you're gonna go hang out with Qui-Gon." But spoilers, it takes him 10 years. 10 years alone before he learns how to communicate with Qui-Gon, and I'm not okay with that fact.
Obi-Wan should have tried harder. Sounds like to me someone wasn't trying hard enough. Sounds like to me someone wasn't that good at their job.
He wasn't manifesting properly. He was not manifesting. He was not manifesting.
I just got a picture in my head, but going back to our cursed Hondo Obi-Wan ship, where like Obi-Wan's sitting there trying to meditate with Qui-Gon, and Hondo's like, "Kenobi, what are you doing? It's not working. I don't see anyone." And Obi-Wan's like, "Will you shut up?"
Okay, but what if it's okay? I know you just brought up Hondo. Hondo.
No, it's not Hondo in the hologram. Don't you dare say it. That's wrong. That's incorrect. I'm gonna gatekeep you, Beth, if you say that.
Oh my god, no. But yeah, we don't know that he doesn't have another outfit besides his red jacket.
Shut up. You're wrong. You're wrong. I'm telling you.
I'm just laughing to cope with the pain.
Kev, hey, give Obi a break. He's a late bloomer. Finale. Obi-Wan Kenobi, he's trying his best. He has depression. Yeah, he could have tried harder.
Obi-Wan, like, I mean, clearly I empathize quite a bit with our boy, so I don't blame him at all for whatever processes he needs to go through in order to finally commune with Qui-Gon. That's totally fine.
I mean, he is dealing with the fact that it's like low-key his fault, partly his fault that Anakin fell.
I mean, no, it's like kind of 100% his fault, like, because he...
We're just like, we're just crapping all over Obi-Wan right now. Obi-Wan, you messed up, man. You done messed up, Aaron.
You so messed up. And also, like, but obviously his, like, whole self-identity and self-worth is tied up in his identity as a Jedi, so he clearly doesn't have any issues processing that at all. He's totally fine.
Kev just said in all caps, it's no longer a hologram, it's a hondogram.
Kev, I agree. I love it. I would love a hondogram.
Does Hondo make his crew say that he's sending them hondograms instead of holograms? Hondograms.
It's the hondogram.
He's trying to get a trademark it. Make a profit. That's just good business.
I want it to be Hondo so badly. I know it won't be Hondo, but like I want it to be some like crazy like crack character just so we can laugh for like 2 seconds before we get hurt again. I know it won't be Hondo, but I would love it to be Hondo. I'm just saying.
Yes.
Finale. Obi-Wan cannot be held accountable for Anakin's actions for the one time he left him unsupervised. You know what? Obi-Wan can't be held accountable, but Obi-Wan holds himself accountable for it. So.
Yeah, Obi-Wan definitely, like, you know when you like lay in bed and you're like laying there and all of a sudden all of your embarrassing moments of your entire life run back in your head and that's why you can't fall asleep? That's Obi-Wan's life. on a daily basis, every hour, about the fact how his apprentice fell to the dark side.
And everyone
Can you imagine?
Loved and cared about is unalived. Yeah. And it's
It sucks, man.
directly a result of his existence.
Yeah, Obi-Wan, you did kind of mess up. The more I rewatch Star Wars, the more I rewatch Clone Wars and episodes, the more I rewatch like Revenge of the Sith, and I think about it, I'm like Obi-Wan, you should have communicated better. You should have said it. Like, you should have been explicit, because it's one of those things where it's like, how people are like, to be silent is to stand on the side of the oppressor.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying Obi-Wan was standing on the side of the oppressor, but he wasn't verbally denouncing the council. Like you can't just say the council is asking you. The council isn't always right. Obi-Wan, just explicitly say the council was wrong and I'm sorry. The council is asking you. I don't want to ask you to do this. I'm not standing with the council. Because by the fact that you weren't explicitly saying that you're not standing with the council, Obi-Wan and Ahsoka, or Anakin and Ahsoka, are a little dum-dums sometimes. Like, they need you to explicitly say, especially Anakin. I feel like Anakin's love language is words of affirmation. So like Obi-Wan's bottom love language is he does not know how to give words of affirmation. And so therefore Anakin needed that, and Obi-Wan could not provide that for him. And like, if he had been explicit, maybe Anakin wouldn't have been in his thoughts so often. So gotta talk, man.
It really is all about the love languages when it comes down to it, which is really, yeah, no, that's so true. That is 100% true. Yeah.
Hondogram. I didn't steal this intergalactic app and rename it. Yes. Obi-Wan, I can't sleep because everyone I love unalives. I mean, he's not wrong.
He's not wrong. He's not, and it's fine. We all lie awake at night and dwell upon our mistakes, right? Right? We do. We're fine. It's fine.
That's why you pop a melatonin pill.
Oh, melatonin. Oh no. Oh my gosh. Camilla, no, please. Huh, melatonin. It's for children.
Beth, what are you popping?
I don't know, like 4 Klonopin? Like, is that not normal? Sorry, guys, put in the chat if that's normal. It's fine.
No, I just do one melatonin every once in a while.
Oh my god, that's so awesome! Oh my god. No, I love the fact, like, when people are like, melatonin works for me, I'm like, yes! Like, that's amazing! Like,
Beth,
you don't have to be heavily medicated to, like, get sleep. Like, that's awesome. Also, like, I mean, like, the melatonin just, like, doesn't work for me to the point where I was like, well, what if I try I've tried various forms, and I'm like, well, what if I have all the gummy melatonin? I'm like, what if I eat a whole bottle? Will that put me to sleep? No, nothing. So yeah, no, the fact melatonin works for you, like, girl, like, you ride that melatonin wave.
I'm sorry.
Okay. But all he said, I always go back to the conversation about Satine and the Clovis arc. That Anakin's never known how to talk through his feelings. Yes, that is such a good conversation. And I wish they would have had the conversation that they cut from Revenge of the Sith, obviously, where everyone's like, Padme, bro, I know about you and Anakin. Really happy he makes you happy. He makes you happy in a way I can't make him happy, and I just want my friends to be happy. But we all know about this. We just pretend we don't. So just FYI. Just communicating this right now. Yeah. It's just, yeah. Ven, you pop how many? 4? That's not a problem. It's not a problem. It's an opportunity to take less. Anyway, continuing. Zill says, someone else on Tumblr just said something amazing. When I hear Omega say Rix, I will simply break down. RIX. Oh my gosh. Vanilla
Rix!
drug assisted sleeping insomniacs unite. Yes, I've taken like every single sleep medication on the market. So I'm like a chronic insomniac. So yet again, Benali, I'm right here with you. But I do want to hear Rix. That's all I want to.
That's great.
That's all I want to hear is Rix. It's so
Do you
cute.
think Omega knows about Rex?
No, she can't. Right?
I mean, she knew about the Bad Batch.
She did.
Yeah, Clone Force 99.
Oh my gosh! What if she's like, "You're Captain Rix at 501st"?
I mean, it would make sense because it seems like he's higher up.
I heard you say on your knees a lot.
Kept on your knees. Oh, my hat. Don't look at my hair. It's such a mess. Help.
Oh my gosh. Whew. Oh my gosh. Ven says, okay, she's gonna say that name slow as she learns it, and I will unalive. Yeah, you're not wrong. Benali, Obi-Wan's last words to Anakin pre-Mustafar. Nope, I know that conversation. I know exactly what you're talking about. That he was proud of him. Yeah. Zil, Filoni knows how much power he holds. Mm-hmm. He does. He knows exactly how much power he holds. He's probably watching this right now and laughing at us. Benali, I would like to know if Shaak Ti and by extension the council knew about Omega.
Ooh, I bet Shaak Ti might have known about Omega.
I feel, yeah, Shaak Ti was very, like, Shaak Ti knew what was going. I feel like she was the one Jedi who wasn't like, then, again, I know, like, this is no, like, Jedi slander hour time, but I feel like some Jedi were like, oh, we're above, like, the issues of the, whatever's really going on in this planet, we're just here for, like, the greater good. But no, Shaak Ti was, like, very in tune with what was going on in Camino. So I feel like she would have.
Yeah.
Like, she had to have known. At least about Omega. Maybe she didn't tell the council, but maybe she knew about Omega?
Yeah, because I mean, it's like, yeah, I could see her. I don't know. It would make sense that she would know. Also, it's like she would know, but like, what is there necessarily to report back to the council if like nothing's happening?
Yeah. She would just be like, hey, they're making a new clone. And the council would be like, that's great. Let's talk about how to repress everyone's feelings a little bit more. Like, like we have more important things to deal with.
You know what lesson the Jedi Council did not teach to the younglings? Emotional intelligence.
Oh, they did not. You are so right. You are so right.
That was not one of their leadership training skills that they taught.
No, they had no EQ. Like, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Okay, so question. So what exactly, so Rafa and Trace, we love them and we're so excited to see them. Again, as I texted you, I was like, yes, this is appropriate. But like why do you think they were after the tactical droid? Like besides the fact, like what, obviously like they're working for someone who's against the Empire. They're ostensibly against the Empire.
Fail.
Ahsoka was against the Empire, or would ostensibly be against the Empire, right? But like, what's ultimately in it for them? That's what I want to know. Like, what is their ultimate motivation?
Why are they like part of the Empire?
Yes, or why would they ostensibly be part of the rebellion?
Oh, rebellion. You're right. Not Empire. It's making me want to go back and rewatch the Martez sisters arc. So, okay, hold on. So I'm looking at what exactly Sid says, like, the tactical droids for.
Mm-hmm. Because they're valuable because they know how to defeat the clones, so they went up in value.
Okay, so they know how to defeat the clones. Clones are now working for the Empire.
Mm-hmm.
So then it would be beneficial to have that information to fight these clones, you know, and to fight the army here's another interesting thing. They know the clone tactics, like the enemies of like the clones, enemies of the Empire, probably are aware of like clone tactics because they've been using clones for however long. So like it would then make sense to shuffle out soldiers they've been using to use new soldiers for different tactics.
Mm-hmm.
So that could be another reason why they want like human and not clones. Trace and Rafa specifically. I think it's like in my mind it goes back to Ahsoka. In my mind it goes back to like what she taught them to be better, you know. And I want to go back to their very last. Like I'm gonna watch that tonight when we get off live. But in my mind it like in my mind that's what it is. It goes back to Ahsoka and what she taught them, and she taught them to be better, and they connected with her deeply, and she helps them see that like the Jedi, I think like Trace might have said that like Trace says something about like you helped us see that like the Jedi aren't all like the one that like Luminara, you know, and that the Jedi can be good. And then they probably hear about the Jedi are now the enemies of the Republic. They're connected with Ahsoka. They know Ahsoka. And again, that goes back to the whole danger of like if the citizens of the Republic were connected with the Jedi, then they wouldn't have believed Emperor Palpatine in saying that the Jedi were evil. So it's like the folks who did know the Jedi and knew that, like the impact that they had could get the sense that like maybe the Empire was lying, what the Emperor's doing. And also like I think you get the sense that like in the Empire, the poor get poorer and the rich get richer.
Yeah.
The poor are not taken care of, and they're obviously the poor there. Like I think somewhere talks about it where like the lower levels of Coruscant are even more oppressed during the Empire, and that's where they are. And so it makes sense for them to be like, we're being more oppressed now. We just had this amazing encounter with this Jedi who taught us to be better. We're gonna fight like Ahsoka taught us. And so I don't know how they got connected with Bail, or the rebellion. I don't know how they did, but it goes back to Ahsoka in my mind.
I love it. Do you think we'll see Ahsoka?
I don't think we see Ahsoka. I think she's in hiding. And I think she's really good at hiding. What do you think?
I think we'll see like either a hologram of her or her like passing across the camera, but I don't think we'll see her like in an official capacity, and I think it'll be at the end of the series.
Yeah, it feels like we will get Ahsoka if the Bad Batch, because like this, it feels like they might be planting a seed for the Bad Batch to like Hunter and Rafa's conversation feels like they might be planting a seed for like the Bad Batch to get involved with the rebellion. And then wouldn't you love if Fulcrum was giving a mission to the Bad Batch?
Okay, that's literally what, like, so Ben says, I would love to see the sisters in later works as Fulcrum agents, and then Benali says the Fulcrum logo. Yes! What if they're the first ones to, like, start the whole Fulcrum project, if you will?
I was thinking that too. I think it goes back to, like, if they're going to, because in Ahsoka, when Ahsoka's talking to Bail, in the book, it basically seems like Ahsoka's the one to start Fulcrum. So it feels like she's the first Fulcrum agent, but then it could, oh my gosh. It feels like then, like, yeah, she could recruit the Martez sisters to be Fulcrum agents. And what if we get them in Andor?
It's all going to tie together. It's all going to, 100%, it's all going to tie together. I would them in real, like, that would be incredible. Oh my gosh.
Again, more Latinos in space. I could see it. It fits. It makes sense in my mind.
I could 100% see it too. That'd be amazing. Event says live action Martez sisters. Let's go. Yes. Let's go. Oh my.
Yeah. Andy says chipped clones are working for the Empire. It looks at Crosshair. Yeah, exactly. So it feels like then that they would need the tactical droid in a sense as like a as maybe not as like a as like what's it called, contingency type plan in case they needed to go into battle. You know, just it feels like they're being strategic in the sense of like let's just try and gather as much information as possible.
Well, I would think too, just like that you would want anything that knows. So, like, obviously the clones are now part of the Empire, but they're also planning on phasing out the clones. So, any intel you have on potential weaknesses of the clones is going to be not like hidden, but it's going to be contained within the tactical droids. And so, you want all of that information in order to figure out how to exploit that to phase out the clones and therefore bring in the stormtroopers. So,
Mm-hmm.
this makes sense that they're not going to just like let that be destroyed because that's very valuable information.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Something I just thought about is that like somebody knew that the tactical droid was on Corellia.
Mm-hmm.
And so like who would know that information? You know, like are there spies on Corellia? It feels like it's like I don't know what kind of factory it is, you know, is it like a Republic factory, now Empire factory? Um but somebody knew about the a new somebody, yeah, it feels like it has to be somebody who's like connected to that world. I don't know. I don't know.
Finale says Lando.
I don't know. It feels like Lando's still like out for himself, right?
He is, well, he's definitely not like part of the rebellion, but he is, I mean, he's connected to Corellia.
Right.
I don't think we'd see Han. This isn't like a Han moment.
That's what I thought when they said go to Corellia. I was like, are we gonna is like Han and Kira? But then the like episode description says smugglers, and I was like, okay, it's not. They're not smugglers.
It's
They're
Marco.
like
Sorry.
they're sewer rats essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so it can't be them because it's like why would they be smuggling that for like Lady Proxima? I think is her name. Um, and they're not smugglers yet either. Um, I'm so happy it was Trace and Rafa. That was amazing.
It was the like the absolute like last characters I would ever expect to see, and I was so excited to see them. Like I honestly feel like Dave is going through the Clone Wars being like, which characters are least likely to ever appear again? And then like placing them into the plot and the story, and it's like the most phenomenal. It's so cool. It's just I don't know. It makes me feel like I love it. It makes me feel like I'm young again, essentially. I'm like, oh yes, it does all tie together. Finale says Lando wants to cash in. He Sid's buyer. I think Lando could be involved. I think there's especially with Corellia, because like that's such a specific planet. It's not like, oh, here's this random planet with this droid factory. I think that Lando could be involved. I don't know to what extent, but
So let's talk about that. Let's talk about that because like we've been talking about like who was involved from the Trace and Rafa end, but who is Sid's buyer? That's the question. Like yeah. That's we haven't talked about that. Like who would want? This is the thing. This is the thing. I could see Sid's buyer being Saw or someone like that.
do you know who's also against the Empire though? Bo-Katan. Thank you. I am done.
Again, but yes, you're absolutely right. Like that's like yeah, that you're absolutely right. Like it feels like yeah, that's we haven't talked enough about that. Like who would Sid's buyer be? And it's like it could be yeah, it could be I totally see it being Bo-Katan, totally see it being like Lando, totally see it being like Saw, Could totally see it being, it doesn't feel like it'd be anybody from the Empire, because obviously the Empire like has access to it. You know, it's the Empire's property. It could totally, it's like, who wants that? Who would want that kind of, it makes sense for it to be people against the Empire. You know, it's just a matter of like, who's, yeah. No, that makes sense to me.
Okay. Who do you think would want the Empire gone the most right now? Like, out of all the characters in Star Wars.
I think it's Saw.
It's Saw.
I think Bo-Katan is a close second. I don't know if like the Empire completely shut her out at this point, or if it's like a slow phase of like slowly phasing her out. I don't know, but like Saw is like, they are freaking like murdering his people. He's like super jaded from what happened in the Onderon arc. Like he's riled. He's the one that we see the most riled up, ready to go.
Yeah.
And ready to like do what needs to be done in his mind. I think it's Saw of all the people. It's because I think like Bail and Mon Mothma, they're still on like the side of like diplomacy. So who do you think?
So Ven agrees and says Saw. They sent the batch to unalive him, so he's ready. Yeah. Benali says Hondo, which I think is a joke.
Oh, Hondo.
It always comes back to Hondo. I think Saw is probably the most against the Empire, but again, that could change because we don't have a specific timeline as far as like the Siege of Mandalore and what like as far as like, you know, Mandalore is ostensibly being taken over by the Empire again after they were like, hey, you can have it. Are we back at Saw Corky? I don't know, Benali. I don't know. Are we? There are people who were talking about shipping Saw and Corky, as opposed to Boba Fett and Corky, just because it would give Corky a more stable, it would give Jin a more stable parental figure.
No, I can't picture the two of those two. Saw, I feel like, is like, I don't have time for a relationship. Saw feels like he's just gonna sleep with somebody because he just needs to like like do that, you know, to scratch an itch, and then he's gonna go back to, you know, like doing his thing.
Saw doesn't have time for feelings. No.
Exactly. And again with Corky, like if Corky is still around, in my mind he's working with Bo, trying to. In my mind, he's also in the same camp with Bo. Like, not. This is the thing. It's like Bo. So we'll add Bo in the camp because it feels like she's also kind of a freedom fighter. Yeah. Bo, Saw, Cham, Syndulla. The three of them feel very focused on their own planets.
Yes.
Versus like Bail and Mon Mothma are very focused on the galaxy as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, I can't imagine like Corky and Bo doing stuff that isn't about, because like the Mandalorians don't even like care about the galaxy as a whole. All they care about is Mandalore. Right.
Yeah, 100%. That's why if it's someone against the Empire, it has to be someone like, don't get me wrong, I want my girl Bo-Katan to be in there, but I don't think this is when she comes in. But yeah, because if it's someone against the Empire, it has to be someone against the ideology. And so they would have to be at the formative, like, axis of the ideology, if you will. And that would be the Senate. And that would be like on Coruscant. So again, we also don't know how much time has passed, but this is why, again, I support the Bail theory.
I think it's Bail. Are there any other things that like aren't Bail / Trace and Ratha in this episode that you're like that you like clocked in on that you want to talk about?
Oh, that's a great question. Let me see here. Okay. So, okay, I just have tactical droids in all caps because I love tactical droids. Echo. Okay, cute, cute. Okay. Oh, things were easier when we were just soldiers. That quote, because you have the whole good soldiers follow orders, and then things were easier when we were just soldiers, which is what Hunter says. That was such a good like juxtaposition as far as like thematic elements because yes, it is far easier like good soldiers follow orders. It's far easier just to follow orders as opposed to actually have to think about morality yourself and be like, is this right or wrong? But at the same time, that gives like autonomy and agency to the clones, which is an extremely powerful thing if you think about it as like the clones were, essentially produced as part of as part of this like grand scheme for the Clone Wars to happen, but to give them that like autonomy and agency back again to the point where Hunter's like, yeah, it was a lot easier when things were that way, but they're not that way again, so we have to figure it out. It was like I found that to be such a weirdly, I don't know if that was like, for me that was like a very like powerful moment. I don't know if it was supposed to be. Dave Filoni, if you're out there, if you could please let me know if that was supposed to be a powerful moment, please do. But I found that very powerful.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. It 100% is super powerful because you're like, because I think like Rafa follows it up with like we have to choose, like you have to choose sides,
Mm-hmm.
and it's this idea of like blindly following orders and blindly like a side was chosen for you. When you're a soldier, you are chosen to be on a side, and you're chosen to be there, and that's where you are. It's your job. Your job is to be on the side. Your job is to fight for the side. Period. And that's easy. Now like now things are turning gray. Things aren't right and wrong. The side you were on is like you're having to face some like moral questions. Like I loved at the end of that when Hunter was like, just take it, like you're doing it for the right reasons. Again, it comes back to this idea of like Star Wars characters doing like it's the right thing to do,
Mm-hmm.
and you're starting to see that in like Hunter and the Bad Batch, like what is the right thing to do in this time. And it is it's starting to recognize that like it's harder now. We have to make decisions. Decisions aren't going to be made for us, and what side of history are we going to stand on
Mm-hmm.
at this point?
Well, and it goes against like the fundamental concept of like what it means to like be a clone too, not to like get existential, but like they were obviously created and formed to fight against the droid army and as on behalf of the Republic, but they weren't really like programmed or designed to exist outside of that sphere or outside of that function. Like they were only designed to exist as soldiers, and so they're not so, it's just these are like such great questions of like just like humanity and morality and things like that like a children's show should not essentially cover, but here we are discussing it, and it's like, what the Dave Filoni, like these are very deep questions that we were diving into. I love it.
It's fantastic. It's fantastic. I'm all in. I'm all in. That's why I'm like loving the Bad Batch, just because it's just it's so deep. It's so rich. It's so rich. Um, I loved the like I when Trace and when Rafa's like, what did she say? Trace and Rafa are on the side of helping. Um, I think Rafa says, "Yeah, why aren't you fighting for the Empire?" Hunter's like, "We're different,"
Yes.
and that made me think of how they've been different their entire lives,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like very clear, in the Bad Batch, you get the sense that like they're ostracized as different clones, and that can be looked at as like a weakness in terms of brotherhood. Like they're only like you never really hear them saying brother.
They are, yeah, they are the one, yeah, they don't, You're absolutely, yeah, yeah, yeah.
So in my mind, it's like, it's powerful that it's like, this is like, you being different gives you a chance to actually stand up for something and not be lost in having the decisions made for you. Like, you have an opportunity as someone who's different, who's been seen different. Like, when you were in a group where you were the only one who was different, like, that can be terrifying and be very it can be really hard, you know, to be the only one. But like, now that's your superpower. Now you have a chance to use that and to stand against the empire and to make a choice and not have that choice chosen for you because you are different. And I thought that was really powerful too.
Yes, absolutely. Oh my gosh. Oh, then you brought up one of my favorite quotes. Okay, hang on. This goes in line with what you're saying. Oh, okay. So first of all, Benali says the Empire actually tried to get Bo to join, but so she resists. So Mandalore has got to be a longer process. It has to be. Hopefully, it's longer than just a few days. I would like to think that Bo has just more than like a week of ruling Mandalore. Ven says, my favorite quote was by Rex. We clones have mixed feelings about war, but without it, we clones would never exist. Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely.
For sure. For sure. Well, shall we start wrapping up with some thoughts about what we think's happening next week?
Yes. 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 What are your thoughts? What are your...
I mean, we gotta get Rex, right?
Yes. We have to. I mean, like there's no way we cannot, because he is the only link between R7, the Martez sisters, the Bad Batch. Like, he's the sole link between everyone at this point. So it has to be like it will be him next week.
And he's also, like, in my mind, he is also a link to, like, Wrecker's chip getting more active. Wrecker's like, y'all, I heard Crosshair, something weird happening to me. I heard this, heard Crosshair's voice. Tech, maybe that's why we don't see Tech in that clip, is because Tech is working on his thing, what he should have been doing 2 episodes earlier. And so while he's working on it, then like they're out and they go find Rex because they're like, Rex got it out. Rex got it out. I mean, Rex could be talking about they're like, how did you get it out? And he'll be like, Ahsoka.
Well, no, and then Rex would obviously bring up Fives, and then
Yeah.
like, I mean, Echo.
And tough.
This is why I feel like they're making us like have these like moments with Echo more and more, because they're going to emotionally eviscerate us within the next, like, when he does encounter Rex, because that is going to be viscerally painful.
It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. Yeah, it makes sense for it to be Rex next episode because that connects with like R7 and on all of them, and then also Rex Chip.
It's literally the only connection between all of the points that we have thus far.
Yeah.
Tech, you that's all I have to say. Tech, you better be okay.
Tech's gonna be okay. We need our exposition.
We do. This is why, again, he accesses Wikipedia. We need him to be we need him to be around. Please, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Whew, so much anxiety.
But yeah. Well, Sarah says, I just wanted to add that R7 contained info on Fives.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a good point. And Ahsoka gained that info from R7. That's a good point. Yeah. It's all good stuff. All good stuff, man. I'm excited.
I feel like
they just keep
really painful. I feel like they were like, here's the Bad Batch. Okay, let's have a couple like fun filler episodes where we get to like them. And it's like, let's get a little more painful. Just a little bit. Let's remind you of the past. And then I feel like it's just, I honestly, I just have, this is like the beginning of something much larger than I think we're emotionally equipped for.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. It's good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my friend, I think it is time for us to head off to our beds and not fall asleep because we're going to be thinking about this.
I absolutely agree. I absolutely agree. I have so many thoughts. This is amazing. This was such a good episode, though. Like, I know
So good.
people have had like mixed, not like mixed feelings about the Bad Batch. They've been like, oh, I don't know, good or not. Like, yeah, yes, it's amazing.
I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed. Well, friends, thanks for hanging out in the Bad Batch support group. Thanks for being here and seeing you guys all here, and we'll see you next Thursday.
Yes, when hopefully we're Rex, and it'll be fine. Everyone's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. They're all gonna be fine. It's fine.
Can't wait. Can't wait. All right, Beth, get some rest. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I'm sure I'll talk to you soon. And I hope you have sweet, sweet dreams about Bale being the hologram.
Thank you, and same to you. But I hope you have sweet dreams about Hondo being the hologram.
I shall. And on this final note, that good soldiers follow orders. I will see you later.
See you later. Have a good night.
Bye.